If I get 100 people jobs and they keep those jobs for 90 days, that is fantastic. But if I get one person a job and they keep that job for 10 years, that's not just employment. That's economic self-sustainability. That's upward mobility. And you didn't just feed that individual, you fed their family for generations. So I would encourage you to remember on your darkest and scariest and loneliest days that this is not a quantitative endeavor. It's not how many. It's a qualitative endeavor. It's about how much.
Where it's not about money, but people and art and creation. And you don't have to worry about being accepted because you are amazing. See, this is Black Jesus. Here is the message. One died and was buried. The other died, was buried, and resurrected for you and me. And if the question is, my Black people, what does the historical Jesus have to do with me today? The real Jesus, not Christian nationalism or prosperity food.
Welcome to the home of the Terrapins, and welcome to the 2026 Social Justice Alliance Symposium.
This year's theme is Freedom, Dreams, and Radical Joy, Youth Voices in the Pursuit of a Just Society.
The gospel truths come from the cookout, not elite politicians, boy.
It's an honor every time we hold one of these forums dedicated to the memory of Lieutenant Collins, and the enduring work led by his families.
Dawn, Rick, and Robin Collins. Please give them a round of applause.
Their unwavering commitment ensures that the life of Lieutenant Collins is not only remembered, but lives on in this work, in this community.
He was a leader. He was a beloved member of our community.
And a commissioned officer in the United States Army, walking in the footsteps of his father and grandfather.
A lieutenant. He was just humbled to serve.
When you walk inside Bowie State, when you go inside the Martin Luther King Center, you're greeted there with a 2 or 3 story mural of Richard Collins. And that is a constant reminder. It's a reminder to myself, to family, to the rest of the cadets there and the students at Bowie State. But we all have the same purpose that Richard Collins had.
Lieutenant Collins had a life of service ahead of him. And I think that the leadership that President Pines has shown and that President Breaux has shown is one of the main reasons why this room looks like this.
The University of Maryland and Bowie State University have over 160 years of overlapping histories. And this trip to Costa Rica, a spring break study abroad experience, was one of the first of its kind. We are now committed to disallowing the complicity that engenders violence against individuals like Lieutenant Richard Collins.
And he can relate to our pain. All of our suffering, each and every one, especially those grieving the loss of an only son.
This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing.
Thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedules to join us here today for this discussion.
And today we gather to engage in meaningful dialogue, to inspire action around social justice, civic engagement, and democratic renewal.
Kier, can you give us a word of advice about how to manage the burden and the promise? How do we keep our joy when we're doing the work in all of this?
Advocacy does not always provide you with ostensible evidence that what you're doing is effective. But if you can remember your why, if you can remember who you are and whose you are, then I think even on the worst days, you have just enough inertia to put one foot in front of the other.
It is getting to this boiling point so that more than just Black Americans and more than just Indigenous Americans can feel the weight of it, so that it never has to get this bad again. I don't know how bad it's going to have to keep getting, but I do know that it's gotten this bad to require us to show them in a different way, and that is the note.
Because there's truly only one race, and that is the human race.
We need to have that encouragement to be able to continue to set to spaces where we want for voices to be heard and we want change to be made.
Radical joy is not the absence of pain. It is the refusal to let pain be the final word. And so on behalf of the Social Justice Alliance, Bowie State University, the University of Maryland, and this extraordinary panel, thank you for being here. Now go build the world you just dreamed about. Thank you all for coming.